was 1998, and I was just getting out of another business. I was in the telecom business, and it was failing miserably. And I had a friend invite me over to his house for dinner, and showed me after dinner, he showed me his website that he had just built, which was super ugly, and you can imagine what what websites looked like in 1998. But what intrigued me the most was the check sitting on his desk for just over $10,000, where he had been earning commissions from people visiting his website and joining up for a long distance service. And it's like, okay, wait a minute, this is interesting. So you mean you don't need to have a product or service of your own? All you're doing is sending customers and sending traffic to this other company, and they're paying you for that. And it's like, yep, that's what it is. And so that day changed my life forever, because I have been earning money by promoting products ever since. And then I've also been working on the other side of affiliate marketing, because there's two sides. One, you can earn money as an affiliate, but the other side is that if you have a product or service or an event or something that you're trying to promote, you can recruit affiliates who are very happy to promote what you're selling or what you're promoting in exchange for a commission or a fee, or something like that. And so it's I've been doing that ever since.
Yeah, I didn't think that affiliate marketing was happening in 1998. When did affiliate marketing get started?
Well, it actually predates the internet.
Oh,
The credit card companies and phone companies had been using it for years. Just instead of it being done online, it was done via direct mail. And so what credit card companies would do, or credit card affiliates, rather, they would get lists of people's addresses, and they would write the credit card application letters, and they would mail them out to as many households as they could afford to do. It was a very expensive thing to do. But on the application was embedded a affiliate ID number that identified them. So then if you got that application, filled it out, mailed it back into the credit card company, and you were approved, that affiliate was paid a commission for that new application. So it had actually been done for a while, but it was really on Amazon, I think, that really made it big online. And it was very, very, very early days, late 90s, where Amazon, they primarily sold books. And now you can buy anything on Amazon, but at the time it was only books. And they are credited with having one of the very first official affiliate programs, where they would give you a link, and you could send this link out to your contacts. And if any one of them bought a book, then they would share the revenue with you. So and we know where Amazon is today. And so it was huge, because they were able to then recruit and enlist a good portion of the users of the internet at the time at the time it was one of the only places you could do this. So everybody was posting links to books on on their websites and emailing it out to their lists and stuff like that. And back then, people actually read their email and clicked on links, because it was all so new to everybody, right? So
well, I still open some of my emails. When I see your name, I open those emails.
Oh, thanks, Erica.
So I have an idea of what I think affiliate marketing is for virtual event producers. I had an opportunity to see you in action promoting an event using affiliate marketing. Could you tell us a little bit about your idea of using affiliate marketing for virtual events?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, and this came about, I was working with a couple of different clients at the time who, different types of virtual events. I mean, there's webinars, workshops, multi-day events. Sometimes they're in-person events as well. And, the challenge of filling these events is always a big challenge. And so The typical choices are, well, let's email it out to your own list, and you're going to email, do all the social media thing, maybe even buying some ads on Facebook or Google or wherever else, trying your best to fill that event. And it was an event that I was doing in 2015 where I first saw the power of affiliate marketing, because I was doing all the things. I was doing all the things I just mentioned: social media, emailing the heck out of my own list. And I sat down for coffee with a friend of mine who, at the time, he had a decent list. He had a few thousand people on his list, and he was just heading out of town on vacation and didn't have anything to promote. And I said, well, I have this event coming up in 2 weeks. Any chance you might be able to squeeze in an email to that, to your list before you go? And normally I don't think I would have got him to say yes, because he was big into marketing to his list, but he was in vacation mode. They were kind of putting things on hold for a while. So he said, you know what, no problem, I'll do that. Well, he sent out that email, and in less than 48 hours, we had sold out all of the spots on our event. And yeah, and and then I would say 2 reasons for that. Number one, my list had already heard about my events over and over and over again. Many of them had already been there, and so we outpaced the growth of our list, and we would have really had to grow our list to be able to continue filling events with our own list. So what we realized is leveraging other people's lists. So with Iman's list, he had influence over those lists, but they didn't know about my event. They didn't know about me, but they trusted him and his recommendation to go check it out. And just that one email was all it took to fill out the rest of the spots. Just one email. So today, now we do many more emails than that, and we look for many more partners than just one, but it was really the start of, now this is what we do, is recruit affiliates who have great lists and who have the right people on their list who are the good fit for your event. And we recruit them as partners to promote. And so that's in a nutshell what it is, right?
Okay, so I happen to know Iman throws great workshops. He hosts great events.
Mm-hmm.
What was it about him emailing his list that made people come to your event? Do you know?
Yeah, at the time, and Iman was doing different things back then, this would have been 2015. But what he did have was, he was running a weekly networking meeting here in Vancouver. And so there was quite a group that I think he had influence over, right? And so people were following him for information, and when the next meeting was, and who the guest speaker was going to be, and all of that kind of stuff. So what was really great about Iman and anyone like him is that he had a list that listened to him, because he had influence over that. And so I think really the key to success was him sending an email to his list saying, hey, I know you're a member of our community. Check out Chuck's event. It's going to be time well spent. And it's kind of like a recommendation. It's kind of like an endorsement in a way. And so it transfers that authority from them to whoever they're promoting. And it's an enormous shortcut in relationship building. So now, the takeaway from that is, what you want to do is you want to find people like that who have a list or a community or a group or something of your ideal audience. And they have that relationship, they have that influence over that audience. And then you want to connect with them to, there's relationship building there. You have to actually convince them to become your partner. But when you do, it's great, because just like I said, just one email to that list could be the missing link that you're looking for to make or break your event. So.
What do you look for in a partner? How do you know if someone has a great email list? What are some of the things you look for?
Well, we do our homework. So, the first thing we do is when we find them, we go and we join their list. And so we go and find the thing that they're offering. Usually there's a freebie somewhere or something you can opt in for. So we'll go get on that list especially if it's someone we don't know, and just start receiving their emails. And do they email often? Do they email not so often? And what I really want is someone who does email often enough where it's obviously working for them, and they have influence over that list. If you join someone's list and they only email out once every 2 months, that's probably not a great partner. That list is cold. It's not going to be very responsive. So, usually the lists where they're emailing out a couple of times a week, or they have a really good newsletter, or, something for communities. Where we're doing very, very well right now is with podcasters. So podcasters have a relationship with their communities because of the show that they host. And so podcast hosts make great affiliate partners for a couple of reasons. Number one is that relationship they have with their community. The second thing is that many of them are not monetizing their shows at all. In fact, take that a little bit further. Some of them don't even know what an affiliate link is. And so we have to educate them sometimes. But when we can connect with a podcast host and say, hey, your audience might be really interested in our event. And so we would really like to do a promotion of our event to your list, and we'll pay you 50% of the ticket price or whatever it is. Most of them are very open and receptive to that because, like I said, they're not monetizing, they're not making money. And so they make the best partners because they'll say yes because they really want to make money with it. And so I think a mistake a lot of people do is they try to go after the biggest partner they can find. And the problem with that is that's what everyone is doing. And so now maybe they have time to promote you, maybe they don't. Or now everyone's competing for them to promote. They know how special their list is. And now 50% of the ticket price isn't good enough for them. They want 80% of the ticket price or whatever it is, because they know one email from them can make or break your event. So, it's great to get the big partners when you can, but I really like finding, Facebook groups, YouTube channels, podcasts, blogs, email newsletters that are not your typical affiliate, but they do serve our target audience. And they're so much easier to recruit, and their lists are highly responsive because they're not being promoted to all the time. And so we usually look for that.
I like that. I ask my phone, where does my target audience hang out? It gives me a list. I copy that list. I join that list. I find out who the moderators are. I ask the moderators, hey, can I talk to this group about what I do? And if they say yes, I do a little presentation. I have what is it called? Matchmaker.f. I do a search for the people who are in my niche or talk about some similar things. I have them on my show. Are you familiar with Hexomatic?
I'm not actually, no.
So Hexomatic, an internet scraper. So I asked it for people who are doing podcasts in my niche, marketing, virtual events, and it gives me a list. So I asked for it to give me a list of people who are on LinkedIn and on the East Coast. So it gives me that list, and I just reach out to them on LinkedIn, connect with them, and say, hey, we do something similar. Do you want to be on my show? Can I be on your show?
Yeah, that sounds like a great tool for, so finding, who do you want to connect with? And so, I pay my virtual assistant to do that, but I'm going to definitely check out that tool because that's great. And that's essentially what we do is we once we find them, we then go and try to find them on LinkedIn. And if we can find them on LinkedIn, then our next thing is to connect with them. And so this is a mistake you can avoid. And that is to a new connection on LinkedIn. What a lot of people are doing is like, hey, I just found you on LinkedIn. Seems like we have a lot of synergy. And I just wanted to tell you about this event coming up that I have going on. And I'm looking for affiliate partners for that, and blah, 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 blah. And they keep going. And, that's not connection. That's, very transactional, and it's kind of spammy actually, because, you don't know this person. So now we want to launch right into an offer. So, we have to focus on relationship building first. And this is where hosting a podcast has been really good for us, because it gives us a way to connect with potential partners without spamming them, without launching straight into an ask. And so we'll connect with them on LinkedIn and say, hey, we glad to connect with you on LinkedIn. See, we, serve a similar target audience. Would you like to be on my show? And most people are going to say, yes, I would love to be on your show. When and where? And which is great. So now we're in conversation with them. But even better than that is at the end of the interview, most guests all ask me the same question. And that is, when will this be published? I would love to send this out to my list. And that's when we realized what a great tool podcast hosting was for recruiting partners, because that's exactly what we want them to do. We want them to email out to their list. We want them to send that out to their list. So what we now do is we combine the publishing of that episode with whatever we're promoting. So whatever event is next, we'll put a banner or an advertisement, insert it right into the show notes of that episode. So when they're sharing that out to their list, we're simultaneously promoting our event or whatever it is that we're promoting. And so best of both worlds. And it's super easy. We don't have to convince them to do it. They already want to do it because they were there. So that's our little hack for finding great partners.
I like that. With this show, we're live right now. We're live to 12 social channels. When this is finished, since it's already on YouTube, that RSS feed is picked up and then put to our podcast. Our podcast goes all the places podcasts are. So after that, that same RSS feed is then taken to what is it called? Missing Letter. And Missing Letter will take that same episode and put it out 9 times throughout the year. On Mondays, that same RSS feed goes to an email list and puts out our same conversation. And I also give the speakers their recording so they can use it however they want. Like, I'm a big fan of marketing and distribution and repurposing. So as many times as I can get that conversation out, I want to do that, because I like to think I meet brilliant people.
I think you do, right? And we know some of the same people, and I know how brilliant they are. So absolutely. And yeah, I really like that idea of republishing the episode multiple times a year. If you were also doing that where the episode where we were using that as a way to get that guest or that potential affiliate to also say, hey, by the way, we're republishing your episode, you might want to let people know about it. It gives them an excuse to put it out there again as well. And most people are very, very happy to do that because they were grateful for being on the show and they want people to know about it. So
that's a great idea. One that I have never thought of. It has a schedule. It goes out by itself. I'm all like, yay for automation. And I set it up, I leave it alone, and I never think about it again. So when it goes to the scheduler, I could make a list of those 9 times and then send that to the speaker. That's a great idea.
Yeah, because it's about the relationship, right? So what I have found from, when we started our first podcast in, I think, 2019, we were making it all about the content, right? And so if we publish regularly, if we do all these things, we'll have this great podcast. And you know, that did build up to a certain level, you know, with the downloads and all that kind of stuff. But that's not where the key to monetization for our podcast really has been. It's really been in the relationships that we have with the guests. What we realized partway through is, wait a minute, we're meeting some amazing people. And when they're on our show now, we actually will do our homework before they're on the show and go, what more could we be doing with this person? Like, you know, could we co-create a course? Could we do an event together? Could we, would they make a great promotional partner, or would we be a great promotional partner for them? We're always thinking about what we could do more with them. And often we know what that thing is before we've even interviewed them, so that we can talk about it a little bit when we're on that Zoom call with them. And so that's where, you know, the monetization of our show really has been. It's not the show itself. It's not even the traffic we get from the show. It's really because we've been using it as I like to think of it as a partner recruiting machine. And so, you know, we're very intentional about who we invite, because if we've invited you, it means that, hey, we want to have this partner relationship with you, and it's a great way to get to know one another and to be able to do that. And so that's how we've been able to use our show and to monetize that show. We make a lot of money from we have multiple shows now, and that's how we use it to for the most part, recruiting affiliate partners that help us to fill events for our clients and for summits and whatever else we got going on. But lots of other things too. We've co-created courses with guests. We've promoted their stuff. We've launched new coaching programs, and lots of other creative things that we didn't even think about, but they thought of. And so who knows what's next. We've even invested in companies, taken over companies before, just by, it's like, hey, we interviewed them at the right time. They're like, yeah, you know, this is, I don't know if I can do this anymore. And we're like, well, what would it take for us to maybe take over or to partner with you or whatever? And so you just never know. It's just such a great way to meet people that are have a collaborative mindset, because podcasting is already very collaborative. And so that's really been the key to really, you know, that's what drives our business. We really look at our podcast as the top of our funnel and how we meet amazing people.
When did you start your podcast?
The first podcast was in 2019, and that was our Blissful Parenting podcast. And now there are, I have 2 other shows of my own, and about, I would say beyond that, probably 3 or 4 others that I've partnered with. And so I'm involved in about 6 or 7 different shows right now,
Wow.
all in different segments of you know, their particular industry or audience. And then again, what we do is we use that to create connections. Most of these shows were started as a way to drive traffic to something that they were selling. But again, we've realized what a great tool for, you know, meeting amazing people a podcast is. So that, you know, when we take over or we get involved in a podcast, that's what we're using it for. And we'll turn it into, okay, we're not going to worry so much about the download numbers right now. We're going to use this as a way. Here's a list of people we really want to get to know and that we want to meet. Let's start inviting them to the show and getting them on there as guests. And
Okay.
yeah, and we make money with every single one of those shows. And so that's a whole other episode, Erica, is monetizing podcasts, because we actually believe that you can make money from any podcast, even from episode number 1. And so, but that has really been a key. But you know, with the affiliate thing, it's been great because that's how we meet great affiliate partners, is through our podcast.
I believe that. I was wondering if every show runs like weekly, or is it every 2 weeks or monthly? How often does each show run?
Yeah, most of our shows run weekly, and some of them actually run every 2 weeks because we've been able to have such a volume of people that we have conversations with, that we had to publish two times a week. Otherwise, we were never going to publish it anytime soon, and we really need to kind of keep that gap as short as possible from the day we interview, because we don't do it live. We usually we'll just send them a link and schedule a time, and that's when they do their interview. And we want to try to get their episode published and out in the shortest amount of time possible, because we want to go back to them and say, okay, great, here's your link, here's an email that you can just copy and send to your list. We want to get to that point as quickly as possible. So if they have to wait months and months and months for that to happen, they might even forget they were on our show. So yeah, that's why we ramped it up to two episodes a week, because otherwise they were going to be waiting a very long time. We got to a point where we had a queue that if we had published weekly, it would have taken us 4 months to get through. And so we publish it every 2 weeks, and then I don't really have to slow down on inviting people. Right. And so, because again, it's the relationship that we're after. So, and so that's what we do. And so you can actually set your show to any frequency you want that supports the number of guests that you have.
That's really smart. I've never thought about it until just now, because you said it. Sending a pre-written email to the speaker to send out to their own list. That's genius.
Yeah, we found that, and this is something that we knew a long time ago in the affiliate industry, because if we want to make it super easy for somebody to promote us, we can't expect them to do all the work. So we pre-write emails, we pre-write social media posts, we create images, and we say basically, okay, great, affiliate, here's everything. All you need to do, it's going to take you a couple minutes, copy and send this out to your list. And we want to make it as easy as possible for them. Well, same thing for our podcast guests. If it's going to be a lot of work for them, or they have to think about it too much, then they might not do it. And so we really want that to be as easy as possible. So we pre-write the email for them and say, great, here, your episode is published. Here's an email you can copy and send to the list. Here's the link to your episode, and put this image on social media. And a lot more people will follow through because you've made it so easy.
Wow. I'm a big fan of repurposing content, but I never thought about repurposing the content just for email. Like maybe the whole thing, maybe one snippet will go out through email, but never for a week, never multiple times. I'm thinking it's been done. Let it be done.
Mm-hmm.
You're giving me so many good ideas.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, like when you shift the way you look at your podcast, right? Instead of being it's done, it's like, well, and I liked your idea earlier of, okay, so you could republish that same episode multiple times a year. Then you could also contact your guest multiple times a year and say, hey, we just republished your episode, and you might want to let people know about it. We're featuring your episode again this week, and here's an email and a social media post that you could send out to let people know about it. And so then you can have them promote you multiple times a year.
Now I'm thinking I might need a chat bot, because this needs to be an automation. I can't do this all by myself. I need automation. I'm actually addicted to the automation, but I love that idea. I can get a list of all the times that my scheduler will send it out. I can give that list to the speaker, and I can also set it up on an automation to remind that speaker, hey, this is going to go out, and maybe even have some emails or more images to go along with that through email. And it's like, hey, you can also use this as social post. No, I like that. Okay, Chuck, one of my favorite things about you is that I saw you on Martin Selma's event, his pre-event. He was promoting, I forgot the name of his event, I'm sorry, but he was telling his speakers, he was preparing them to get ready for the event, and he brought you on and you coached them on how to make money from that event through affiliate marketing. And I thought that was genius. Like, so not only did the speakers get information about the event, but they also got information of how to make money from that very same event. So how did you see that partnering with an event host for their pre-event? How did that come about? Did he find you? It's like, hey, could you do this? Or did you find him?
Well, Martin and I, we met through Speakers Playhouse, and I know he was promoting his summit through there, and then he would often hear me talk about my talk where I was speaking at events about starting affiliate programs, and we got in a conversation one day about it. And one of the things that we realize with summits is this: with a summit, when you sign on to become a speaker, part of the arrangement with becoming a summit speaker is that usually summits are being promoted by all the speakers that have signed on to be speakers, and that's really the model for filling summits. And so, but just like any other affiliate thing, getting people to follow through is not the easiest thing to do. And so we were talking about how in a previous summit that he had run, and he's not alone. I mean, it's pretty much everyone that runs summits, is that yes, you can sign on the speaker, and yes, you can ask them to be part of the promotion, or you can even require it. Some people now require deposits and all sorts of things because they want the speakers to really participate in the marketing. But the follow through rate is when all you do is make that deal, the follow through rate is usually quite low. And so we needed a way to be able to get more of the speakers to actually follow through. And look, sending an email is an easy thing to do. So why were most speakers not sending out the promotion? And we heard this from a lot of different summit hosts. And the reason was that they didn't know what to do, right? We might assume that they're lazy, or we might assume, and I doubt that, or we might assume that they were too busy to fit it in. That might be true, but really it was they didn't know what to do. Like, in our minds, sometimes we make up that things are much more complicated than they actually are. And so our idea was, well, let's do this training. Let's just walk them through what they need to do and make it super easy. And then let's take it one step further. Let's incentivize the follow through. So if they could actually take this email, copy and paste it into their email system, and then pre-schedule those emails to go out 3 times between that day and the event, then 2 things. Number one, you just got the follow through that you need to make your event more successful. The other thing is, now that speaker has a higher likelihood of actually earning money through the ticket sales or the recording sales or whatever they are affiliating with, because they actually followed through. And so we were actually able to take a follow through rate where the average we were finding was about 1/3 of the speakers were actually following through, and doubled that to where about 2/3 of the speakers were following through. And now we're working with Martin again, and we're working with other summit hosts where we're now we've got ideas for actually taking that follow through rate even higher. So this is game changing, because then we don't have to do things like, okay, speaker, if you want to be a speaker on my stage, you have to put up a $300 deposit, and you're not getting that deposit back unless you actually send out that email. And to me, it's the wrong approach, because you're kind of penalizing your speakers for not knowing what to do. What we need to do, if we want them to follow through and actually participate, we need to support them better, right? We need to give them some hand holding. We need to give them that love and say, hey, you probably need a little bit of help sending these emails out. So let's first of all show you what to do. We've made this as easy as possible. And then if you're still not sure what to do, let us know and we'll help you. And that's game changing, because that could be the difference between a low registration event and a high registration event. And so it's not about penalizing people who don't follow through. Let's try to encourage the highest follow through rate we possibly can, and that's the way. And we nurture that instead of saying, well, if you don't promote, you're not getting your deposit back, and then it's on them to figure it out. We need to, our approach to partnerships is, let's give people the help that they need, right? And that's and not penalize them when things don't go the way we want to. It's look at that and go, okay, well, there's probably a good reason why they didn't promote. Let's reconnect with them and find out why, and let's try to solve that problem. And sometimes that can be solved in a 5-minute Zoom call, right? So that's much easier approach than burning through speakers that you'll never work with again, because we're and this is where I'm hoping we can get this message out to more and more and more summit hosts, because I think it's much more nurturing to do it this way and setting yourself up to be successful for future events, not just this one. And if we can do that, then we'll all have an easier time of it.
That makes a lot of sense. I really like when you said incentivize them to schedule out their emails. I like that. I never thought about that before. When I did a presentation in front of a group of potential hosts or potential speakers for our host, I was trying to help them with their lead magnet. And I'm thinking the stuff I know is easy and everybody knows it. No, they don't.
Mm-hmm.
My big idea for a lead magnet was to take the transcript from their previous talks and make it an ebook. And they're like, how do I do that? And another big idea I had was to take your podcast or your live stream and put them in a YouTube playlist. And nobody knew what I was talking about. But when you do your talks, you make it feel so easy. But I like that you follow through with a phone call or a Zoom meeting and ask if they need help. That's very nice and considerate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because and I love what you just said, Erica, because this is something that we've realized in our business, is that what's easy for us isn't necessarily going to be easy for them. I mean,
Nobody knew what I was talking about.
That's right. I mean, look, I've been doing affiliate marketing for a long time, since the late 90s. For me to assume that everyone even knows what an affiliate link is, I am repeatedly reminded that not everybody does know what an affiliate link is. They'll nod their head and they'll say what it is, because nobody wants to admit when they don't know, right? Like, some people are really good at asking questions, but many people are not. And so they don't want to look stupid. So they just, they're going along with it and saying, oh yeah, I'll do all this. Some people, they don't know what swipe copy is. They don't know what an affiliate link is. I talked to someone who wasn't even sure what email program they use for sending out to their lists. And so sometimes it's just being supportive and helping them to connect those dots, because it's oh, you mean I just log in there? Oh, you mean I just put this link in this file and then just copy and send this out to my list? Well, that's easy. I can do that, right? So it's just helping them to connect those dots, where to now, instead of feeling dumb because they don't know what you're talking about, to, oh, that's easy, I can do that. And that's the key to increasing that follow through rate, and why we do that affiliate training for events. In fact, all of our events that we promote, whether it be a summit or a multi-day or even just a workshop, when we're working with affiliates, it always starts with an affiliate training meeting that we hold, that gives people all those details.
Okay. Oh, I've been meaning to ask, do you have a favorite percentage that you like to suggest to summit host for their speakers?
For commission rates?
Yep.
Yeah. So I would say, like, you really want to create partnerships here. I would say 50% of your ticket price if it's a paid event. If it's a free event and you're selling, let's say selling recordings, I would go 50%. I'd go 50-50 on that as well. And then if you're selling bigger ticket items such as coaching or like a big package, then you do one of two things. You could do it as a lower percentage, like 20% or whatever. But when we, and that's very common, we see 20% a lot with our higher ticket, $2,000 packages, $5,000 packages. We've seen $10,000 and $20,000 packages. When you get into percentages, those numbers start to get really high. So then usually what we'll do is instead of saying a percentage, we'll just say a dollar amount. So it's, you'll get $500 commission every time someone buys our system, or you'll get $1,000 commission if they buy whatever it is. So then usually with the higher ticket items, we'll just express it as a dollar amount versus a percentage, because most of our affiliates aren't going to do the math in their heads anyways. And they're going to be, what's more exciting, 20% or $1,000, right? Now, $1,000 might only be 5%. It might only be 10%, but you're more likely to be excited about, I'm going to pay you $1,000 per sale, then I'm going to pay you 20% per sale, right? Because they aren't doing the math. They're not looking at that. No one's going, I could earn so much more if I do it this other way. They're not doing that. So that's usually what so for the low ticket items, or like ticket prices, if it's a paid event or recordings, we usually suggest 50-50. And it's going to be highly motivating for your affiliates to want to partner with you. And then for the higher ticket things, express it into a dollar amount and say you're going to earn X amount of dollars per sale when we sell any of our programs to your people. And that works really well.
I like that. That's a really good idea. I was thinking my suggested price is also 50, but I would raise it to like 75 or 85, because I always say you don't make your money from your ticket sales, you make your money from your high ticket upsells. So you shouldn't worry about the entry price. But I like how you said more people would be more interested in selling or helping if they knew the dollar amount. I think that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, they won't do the math, right? So 50%, everybody knows 50%. Everybody knows 50% is half, right? So if I'm selling recordings and for $200, I know I'm getting $100 per sale. That's easy math. But if you tell me that, okay, I have this program and it's $6,997 and I get 20% of that, even though that's not a terribly difficult thing to calculate, they're not calculating that. And a percentage doesn't register in our minds the same way a dollar amount does. So you can do yourself a favor by just telling people, say, it's 500 or it's 1,000 or, whatever it is, just tell them the dollar amount. And if that dollar amount is significant enough, they're like, whoa, that's great. And they're going to work really hard to try to get that.
Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I get to meet brilliant people. So yay for me. Chuck, you had a gift that you wanted to offer, and I want to share my screen, and maybe you can walk us through it. I hadn't filled it in, but I thought if I could get you to talk about it, I could fill it in while you're telling us about it.
Yeah. So this is our affiliate commission calculator. And if you're looking at recruiting affiliates for the first time, or even fixing an affiliate program, a failed attempt at an affiliate program that didn't work before. This is a great first step. And a lot of people think the first step in starting an affiliate program is the technology. It's really not. It's getting clarity on what you can afford to pay as commission. So this calculator will help you to figure out, should I pay 50%, or can I afford to do 50%? Or if I paid 50% on a $200 recordings, and I got X number of affiliates to promote, and our conversion rates with this, it's going to help you to estimate how much money you're going to earn. And sometimes affiliates will ask you what the earning potential is. It will help you to give them a reasonable answer as well. And so that you can use that affiliate commission calculator to figure that out. Okay. And so, yeah, so when you get in there, it's going to make a copy of this right on your Google Drive, and you can start to plug in the numbers. And so you plug in what's the price of your product and how much you want to pay for a commission for a percentage. And it will help you to, just help you to run the numbers and make some predictions. So
I like that. You're making math easy.
making math
I'm sure this
easy
is
and fun.
appreciated.
It's a great place to start. It's simple math, but we wanted to make it even simpler. Like play with the numbers and see how that works out for you. And then, our goal here is that we want people to see the power of, hey, if I can go and recruit, 10 affiliates or 20 affiliates or whatever, it doesn't often need to be a huge number. How much could you earn? And how much would that add to what you're already doing if you had this network of affiliates helping you to promote for you? So this is a great start, because I think once you do this and you look at the numbers and go, okay, this could work for me, then you take the next step and you figure out, okay, what tech do I need? What marketing copy do I need? All that kind of stuff. But step number one in any successful affiliate programming is always figure out the numbers, figure out how much you can pay. And so, just simple math, but also, it doesn't have to be complicated, but the more clarity that you get around this, the more likely you are to do it. So that's,
like that.
yeah, we like this as the first step.
Okay. So, do you have an event coming up soon?
Well, I do. One thing that I have coming up pretty much all the time is the affiliate workshop. And yeah, I'll give you a link here to that as well. And this is a workshop where you can come and attend for free, and it will help
Do you want to share your screen?
Yeah, in fact, yeah. So I'll put the link there. And I will share that real quick.
Thank you for the link. I will put this all the places that we are live.
Yeah, and so here I'll just show you what this is real quick here. So it's the 5 keys to running a highly profitable affiliate program. And so this is a workshop where if you are curious about running affiliates to help you to fill events, get coaching clients, sell any type of product, or even just get the word out about your community or whatever, then recruiting affiliates is definitely something that you can do. And so in this workshop, we actually help you to plan it out. And so, like, who is your target audience and how much you can pay, et cetera. And by the end of this, you'll have a plan for your affiliate workshop or for your affiliate program. So if you have a new affiliate program, you'll know what you need to do to launch it. If you've had an affiliate program before and it didn't work, you'll know what you need to do to fix it. And so by the end of this, you'll have a plan that you can follow that's going to help you to set up your affiliate program there. And we have it available on an instant replay now. So all you do is put in your name and email address, and you'll be watching it within minutes. And it's going to walk you through. You'll need 90 minutes, but it's worth spending every minute of that to go through. There's worksheets, you fill that out. And then at the end of this, you'll have your exact plan for launching or relaunching your affiliate program.
It's nice. Yeah, you give a lot of stuff away for free. I appreciate that, and I want to say thank you.
We have a lot of stuff that's not free as well, but we want to help people, look, getting started or knowing what to do. I think that's the part where we can really help people, and that's where a lot of my free stuff is, like with the workshop and the calculator, because we know people come back to us. Look, if we have an event, often they'll come back to us and go, hey, you know what would it look like if your team ran my affiliate program instead of me doing it all by myself? And we're like, great, no problem, we can do that. And that's what we do. Our team actually runs affiliate programs for other companies because they either don't have a team of their own to do that, or they don't want one because they don't have the patience for the relationship building and the nurturing and the training and the supporting that we've talked about here today, but our team does. And that's exactly what we do.
I like that idea. What would I need to do to work with your team for an affiliate program?
Well, the first thing to do is we jump on a call with us, and we'll talk about what it is that you want to promote. And then there we give you all the detail. We have a number of ways that you can work with us, right from we'll write your strategy for you, and here's a plan that's really easy for you to take and run with, to just hand it over, we'll do it for you. So, and everything in between. So we really tailor it to what your needs are, but also what your preferences are. Some people are really strong in tech, so they don't really need our help with tech. Other people are strong in other areas, like writing, for example. They don't need us to write their copy, but they need help with everything else. So we tailor it to build upon your strengths and the things that you don't really need help with, and then we tailor it to everything else. So that way it really fits your business, because when sometimes you sign up with a program and it's like, my program works like this. And it's like, well, that's close, but I don't really work like that. Right. And this is, from 20 years of working with clients, we've realized that, hey, we're not going to force them to do it our way. We're going to mold and we're going to do what we do best, but we're going to do it in a way where they feel like this is a great fit. And so what we just do is we get on a 20-minute Zoom call, we chat about it, and we'll figure out a way to make it work for your business.
I like that when you said, tell us your needs and hand it over.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
It's like, it feels like a relief when you say that.
Mm-hmm.
I've worked with companies, event hosts, and they tell me their ideas, their goals. We write down their goals, we get everything set up, and then they say, oh, I want this. And I actually hate it when people ask for my help and then they want to throw in other things after they've told me their goals and I told them how to reach their goals. So when I work with a company and they tell me they have a strategy and I already like what I've seen so far, I'm just gonna go with them.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
we said hand over your needs. That's a relief.
Yeah. And a lot of people do, like, they're just like, can you just do it for me? Because I don't have the patience for another group program or an online course, nor do I have the time to do that. And if I did, I would have already figured this out on my own anyway. So, that done for you option is, where we're really seeing people, especially event hosts, anyone planning an event. That's where we're really winning right now, is because they're coming to us say, hey, I have this event coming up, and we need help, filling it. We need to recruit partners to do it. And we just need your help doing it. And so that's what it is.
It's brilliant. Martin, I was about to call you Martin. And I know your Chuck, you guys look nothing alike. But I want to ask, would you tell everyone your favorite social media platform? Where do you hang out so people can find you?
Yeah, my favorite is LinkedIn. And so if you find me on LinkedIn, and my username is Limitless Chuck, so Limitless Chuck on LinkedIn. And if you connect with me, I'll connect with you back. And if you message me on LinkedIn, I'll message you back. It's my go-to social media platform.
Mine too. Well, I want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing all your brilliance with us. I do appreciate that. I've learned a lot just from today. Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you, Erica. It was, I know we've been wanting to do this for a while, and I had to get up super early because it was the West Coast here, but I'm glad that I did. And this was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I love people that get up at 7 a.m. to hang out with me.
Well, there we go. Friends for life.